to forgive myself a lot because, at first I want to lie about it. At first you want to lie and say, I didn't do that. Or you want to blame and say, well, it wasn't my fault. When you truly heal, you can take responsibility, I think, and you can say, I did that. And that was me. And I don't know, I just started being honest. It was very hard at first. I had a very hard time telling the truth, about what I did. But now it's just, I can't even lie. I just have to tell the truth now.
I'm Carol Costello along with Emily Pelphrey. We're going to talk about Amy today.
Good.
Yeah.
She warrants a good discussion.
She does. The fact that we ever found Amy and that she was willing to talk, I know that surprised you.
So when we were talking about the case and kind of building up the way we wanted to present this, you said, I think it would be great if we were able to get one of the women that was involved. And my response was, good luck. I don't know how you're going to do that. But you did. And I think it makes the story of what happened even that much more
Why
personal.
didn't you think that we would find someone?
I think when you're dealing with someone who's been through the court system so much and in general has a distrust for law enforcement or general public whatsoever and has dealt with such trauma, and he picked his victims for a reason, and the people that he kept with him. You think substance abuse, multi-generational trauma, these people aren't going to want to talk if they're even around, if they have succumbed to the addictions, if they are still alive. I just didn't think if someone was even found that they would want to talk to us.
As a journalist, that's one of the hardest things that I do is find survivors or victims to talk to. And I find that sometimes people who suffer trauma find it cathartic. They just want to share their story. They want to take control of their own narrative. And other times they want nothing to do with you. So it was a gamble. Mm-hmm. But I think that it was lucky that Amy had such a good relationship with Terry Pascoe.
Absolutely. I think but for the fact that Detective Pascoe worked so closely with her all those years back, I don't know that she would have been as receptive to engage with us.
So Detective Pascoe believed you. Was he one of the ones that was most helpful to you?
Yes, he was. I know him, I was in the street for a long time. And so he knew that I had in the past been honest about things.
We want to be really transparent as to how we found Amy. Lieutenant Pascoe connected us, and Amy and I exchanged emails and created a small rapport, which is always helpful. And then I did an initial call with Amy, and as she told her story, it was just a lot. It was a lot. Mm-hmm. Even though I knew some of it, it was still, I know I emailed you right after I hung up the phone.
You did. And I could tell that you took every word that she said very seriously and you felt very protective of her at that point. But I think that you just had massive amounts of respect for her for taking that narrative back of her own life and then being able to tell it in the way that she needed to tell it.
Yeah, I've been arrested 85 times. I've been to prison 5 times. I always thought I've been stabbed like 3 times. I got lost track of the rapes and beatings and things like that. I made a board and it was like I got 7 mugshots. I went to the jail and I said I need my mugshots. They're like, you have like 60 something of them. I don't want all those. They give me like 7 and I have black eyes and all of them and I look terrible. And I made a big board. It's like 3 pieces long and it has my whole entire record on it. All my whole 7 or 8 pages of arrests is all on there and all my mugshot, my 7 mugshots. And I tell people I take it and I talk to churches. I used to talk to them all the time.
I was surprised at the painful things she was able to share in a manner that seemed to me easy. And I talked to you about that because I was concerned. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, tell people what you...
And when you tend to put your own thought process into how you would react in a story. So when I'd prosecute cases, my co-counsel and I would sit and eat lunch and we would have crime scene photos all over the table. That's not normal. But that was the reality that we lived in and that was the experience that we had with that kind of work. Nothing at all close to any kind of trauma that anyone goes to, but that's the life they had. And especially if it is a lifelong trauma that this individual has dealt with, whether it be multi-generational substance abuse, physical abuse, what have you, that's their world, that's their lived experience. So their ability to tell those stories is coming from their lived experience and not our own. And I think especially as jurors, you sit and you project how you would see something or how you would tell something. Whereas like if I see, I'd have jurors say, well, if this sexual assault victim doesn't cry on the stand, then it never happened because I would cry and I would fall apart. But that's you, not them. So you have to transport in some way yourself into that line of thinking.
She is an amazing person who's been through so much, has managed to keep her faith in God, and who is living a good life. And thank you, Amy. Mwah. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for watching. To hear our full conversation and extra bonus content, please subscribe to The God Hook on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much.